What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another Loose Juice adventure. As you can tell, we are not on the Road King today, and we're not on the Grom today. We are back on my dad's KTM 1290 Super Adventure R. Fast as fuck boy. So, let's get into it. Alright, so we are out on the road today. It is super fucking windy today. So I'm probably gonna, for at least the parts that I record, try to stick to some slower speed stuff, because I know GoPros and their adapters and all that fun jazz just does not handle wind well at all. Also, people don't know how to fucking turn. If you have to turn into my lane to turn, you're the problem. Yeah, you're probably just getting all fucking wind noise. And I'm not even going that fast, but I know this windshield is probably putting the fucking shit right where it shouldn't be. I'm trying to get comfortable in the seat. He put a different seat on here, and I think it's like a little bit taller and more forward, which helps me none. Exactly none. And he's tall too, so I don't know what he thinks about the seat, but it's kind of comfortable, but I feel like I've got to sit like all the way back to the back of the butt end of it where it's raised up for the passenger seat. That's a little uncomfortable. But this is a phenomenal bike. I'm so used to riding the Harley, riding the Grom. It's always good to throw a sport touring bike back in the mix. And I'm out here today in beautiful Indiana. These are about the only trees you'll probably see on this whole ride today. Everything else is going to be cornfields and probably houses. That's okay. Just soaking up the breeze, man. I needed a ride. It's just been a interesting time at work. I really, I'm hitting a point with work where I may have to start looking for other shit. My coworker left, and now I'm going to be inundated with shit, but the way my boss is kind of reacting to it and calling me out for some stuff that, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, there's different ways to skin a cat, right? And if it gets the job done, I don't know. I guess the main takeaway that I'm just not happy about was people just don't they don't appreciate me for who I am, I guess. And my boss was kind of alluding to the fact that I need to change who I am. And I don't know, that's just hitting me the wrong way. Like, I get wanting to be a little bit more professional for certain things, but I pride myself in trying to connect with people in a way that isn't very robotic and it's a little bit more engaging, because the way we've done things before, clearly, if we keep doing the thing that we've always done, we're going to keep getting what we've always gotten. So my approach is a little bit different than the person who's now leaving our department, my colleague. And people notice that I'm not a type A personality. I'll admit it. I'll admit my faults. I'm actually hyper aware of them. I think that's maybe a common misconception, is like, oh, you think you're fucking perfect? No. Hell no. Hell to the no. My job day in and day out is failing and getting back up and trying to do it better in every fucking thing I do. But I don't know. I'm gonna rant for like another minute, and then we'll switch topics. But this was just like, my boss called me in for an in-person meeting at 4 o'clock on a Friday. Usually by that time on a Friday, most everybody's already at quitting time. And I mean, I'm a salaried employee. I work from home. It's not that big of a deal. But to then during that meeting say, I need you to put a plan together, and not a plan like, oh, like it needs to have these details, this timeline, all this stuff. No, just I need you to put a plan together by Monday morning. And you brought me in at 4 o'clock on a Friday. And I think that the part of it that is getting to me is that I'm a part of a generation of people that really, more so than previous generations, we take work-life balance very seriously. And the only way that you change shit is by kind of demanding that still be the case. And if her intent, my boss's intent, is for me to become a slave to my job just because my coworker left, that's not rubbing me right. Like, I will just go find something else to do then, and you'll be even more screwed. So, yeah, it's a Saturday. At some point, maybe tomorrow, or maybe I'll just put something stupid together Monday morning, but I'll give you your fucking plan. Okay. I feel slightly better. I might have to do that a few more times. But you probably can't fucking hear me anyway because the wind is so fucking bad. I'm really trying to just take it easy, but I know it's GoPro adapter shit. Man, I guess this is like a bigger take on a lot of shit just going on in my life. I feel like I am so used to just getting by with the bare minimum, living in survival mode, that now that, like, I don't know like what more I have to give, but I have to give it. And I'm not the only one. I know there's a lot of us out there. And motorcycles, it's like the one redeeming fucking quality. I don't know what that was. Something just hit my boot.
A few moments later.
So we're back at it. It is still just so fucking windy out. I don't know if it has something to do with just the weather patterns. Weather's getting crazy nowadays. California's about to have a category 2 or 3 or maybe 4 hurricane. Hurricane Hillary. Which, whatever. We were talking about it last night on the Weirdos Assembled podcast, where our lovely Steve Loria, the CEO, or whatever you want to call him, of Indy Ridge, which is the gloves I'm wearing today. I've got Indy Ridge boots on as well, the Crossfields. But yeah, he was talking about how, like, he's got to prepare for a fucking hurricane in California. California. That's a little silly, right? Never heard of her. Hurricane California. We were joking, like, aren't they called typhoons on that side, in that ocean? Apparently you got to go in Asia. I don't know a whole lot about it, but hoping things go well there. I've never been through a hurricane, but it seems like they suck. They suck real bad, man. Real bad. So, yeah, I'm here in Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois. And plenty of other states. We get tornadoes and wicked thunderstorms. It happens. But yeah, it's so fucking windy today. It's a nice temp though. It's like 81, I think. Maybe a little warmer than that. We got the Rough and Tough Country Store. I've never seen them with the door open like that. Maybe they do that all the time. I don't live around here anymore. What's this dude doing? Oh, there's somebody in front of him? There is. Mustang, bro. So one thing, and I've talked about it before, one thing I hate about riding this bike is that when you're at speed, especially if you got a full face helmet on, like I've got, even with this modular, it can be kind of difficult to hear the exhaust. I do rely on that a lot for knowing when to shift. But with this bike, I find I actually do have to watch the gauge. I don't have to watch the gauge with the Harley. I'd have to be about deaf to not be able to hear that thing when it's ready to shift. This bike also gets a little warm. I'm not gonna lie, and that's a lot coming from somebody that owns a twin cam Harley. But yeah, this bike, it's a high performance machine, and that's a warm motor. There's a Herbert Derbertson. Please don't pull out on me. Oh yeah, don't worry, don't put that phone down. Just go crooked into the intersection and kill somebody trying to pull out. Yep, that's fine. Not that this is a review video, but obviously one of the key features about this bike that I love, aside from it having fucking full luggage and lots of power, is just that despite it being a big CC motor, it is so light. It's like, it feels like a big dirt bike. And I'm sure that's not a novel idea. Plenty of other people have said that, but until you ride one, you won't really know. But like, just, it doesn't take much input to really get this thing to dive into a turn if you really wanted it to. I bet this thing would do really well on a cone course. Oh, I gotta pop the visor. Good old Indiana, man. This is an old town that's turned into a not as old town. There's a lot of that going around in this part of Indiana, northwest Indiana. But change is good. Change is constant, right? One other thing I was thinking about this bike, somebody that came across a previous video of me riding this bike commented about the, my dad was having issues with the service bulletin, but this dude left a nice long comment, and if you're happy to be watching this video too, dude, I appreciate you, and I know I commented back, but yeah, he actually used your advice, cleared that code, and then I think extended the length of time on the service life indicator. So it's adjustable. You can adjust, like, so what happened is that my dad let this bike sit for too long without running it, and just based on time, the oil, like the service light to indicate it needs the oil change came on, and this bike, even as of now, still only has 1,300 miles, which is insane. So it wasn't based on mileage. It has had a first service done, so that was the other thing, is like it had just had service done before winter, and then it sat. So he took care of that. Now this bike's good to go. So thanks, dude. I don't remember. Alright, I jumped ahead a little bit. We're back in old Cedar Lake, colloquially known as Cedar Tucky. I'm gonna drive past the Tasty Top here. That's a classic place. Classic. It's a classic. Somebody is burning some fucking oil. I was worried for a minute it was my bike, but I just saw the smoke. I think it's a pickup truck up ahead there. Gotta change your oil, people. Dude, Jeep life, no mirrors. I feel safe because he can't fucking see me, so I can only just see him. That's really safe for everybody. Dude, fucking Jeep life though. Yo, Jeep life, bro. You don't need those fucking mirrors. So that mean he ain't got the doors on? Or does he have his doors on with his mirrors off like a dongle, dude? I bet he does. Cause like, why would you have the doors off but the hardtop on? We're about to find out. Oh no, the Jeep Life, you got the doors off with the hardtop. Wow. I wonder if it's because they got the kayaks though. I'll give them that, maybe. But they do make fucking mirrors that you're supposed to use, you know, because that's the law. They do make mirrors that you can insert into where you hang the doors for when you have your doors off. Taking a trip around the lake. I've taken you all around this lake a few different times, but I just like the route. There's not many even remotely curvy roads, so this is about as good as it gets. Got to take advantage of it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't have a whole lot else on the agenda for today's video. Just life's been getting me down, but dag nabbit, I am fighting through it. I'm getting on a motorcycle, and I'll be doing that again here soon. And it very well could be on this motorcycle if I can get my dad to agree to it. But I'll be we're doing a Jack Daniel's distillery tour on Labor Day weekend with my boy Rainy Rider, his wife Diana, and then the Mad Yankee's gonna come all the way down from New Hampshire. And allegedly Mr. Goon, Two Wheel Goon, is gonna show up. And then I know they were trying to get Sid to go, but she's got a couple prior obligations, so that's gonna be a probably not. But it'd be good to get the gang back together again. We've done a lot this summer and there's still more to go yet, but I think it's just cool. We've done a lot, and I want to keep that up for next year. I've got ideas. We talk about it in the Discords a little bit about kind of what we want to plan for the next year, and some of them just are ideas, but I do want to try to host a Michigan motovlogger meetup, and we're thinking about it doing it in a place that has a really cool name. And if you know, you know. But think kind of dark and scary, and Michigan doesn't, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of really cool named places, but this place has one of the coolest is a biker meetup. So if you know an AC/DC song, I'll leave it at that. Alright, and on that note, as we go by the suburban development factory that is old cornfields that are now housing, I'm gonna leave you on that one. I hope you all have a great morning, night, evening, whatever, lunchtime perhaps, depending on when I put the video up. Hopefully y'all are watching the premieres, but if you're not, you're catching up later, I appreciate you. If you want to do me a favor, go down below, click that like button, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. All right, keep it juice.